Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Oh my gosh, the chat is already on fire. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, thank you first and foremost to Ryan Miracle for the DJ songs this morning. He hooked me up with that late last night, so I appreciate that, Ryan. And I also owe a huge apology to all of my friends on the West Coast. I had this scheduled before I realized that all y'all wanted to jump on. So thank you for joining me at 7 a.m. your time. I truly appreciate it. So let's dive right into learning about some AI, huh? All right. So today we're going to talk about not only how to use AI in life, but also in business and how to grow and scale your business utilizing all of the great AI features we're going to talk about today. So if you've been to a couple of my classes before or you've heard me speak, this is going to be a little bit of a mashup of everything we've talked about, but there's so much more content and we're going to be together for about 90 minutes today. And then we're going to do some Q&A at the end. So I've got our executive partner, Amanda, on here moderating. If you've got some questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat and Amanda will get those and we'll hit those at the end. Awesome. So first and foremost, welcome to the AI revolution. So this is not going to be just another AI training. This is going to be a complete game changer for your life and your business if you implement even a fraction of what you'll learn today. So a lot of times I know in these different webinars, you're going to feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. You're going to get a lot of information. I'm going to do my best to make all of this bite-sized and implementable for you to take action today. So for all of my Forward fam in the room, last year at Forward, we got the opportunity to see Gary Vee on stage. And this is just a little clip of what Mr. Gary Vee says is going to happen with AI.
Dustin, I need you to come on stage with me. No, not you, the camera. Actually, I'll do it. I got this shit. Thank you, Dustin. How many people here now use an AI bot instead of Google to search stuff? Please stand up. Look how many people are standing right now. Just to remind everybody, these are not 20-year-olds. And look how many people in this room are now using AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, other things to look up stuff, not Google. That should scare the fuck out of There's an urgency in my voice that I hope you hear. I'm looking here and I'm like, if they don't take this serious, the next 2, 4, 6, 10 years is gonna be challenging. And that just sucks. It sucks to have a long career, to do your thing, put in all those deposits, and then lose half your market share because you didn't advance with technology.
So Mr. Gary Vee himself has said, everyone who's not actually learning AI and going to pivot with this new technology is going to be left behind. So I'm going to do everything I can today to implement as much information into you that you can take and actually change your business today. So what Gary Vee said, this is not going to happen to anyone in this room if I can help it based upon what we're doing today. And in the next 90 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact strategy of how I've automated about 75% of our business in 2024. Sound good? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for this. Nobody? You guys need some more coffee. All right, here we go. All right, like I said, drop your questions and we will get to those at the end. I know you're gonna have a lot of them, so we'll leave about 30 minutes. My one and only goal here today is for each and every one of you to leave this room today and implement one thing that will save you hours of your time. I want you all to gain an unfair advantage in this market and build a business that runs itself. And I know that it can seem scary and overwhelming or daunting, confusing, and honestly, downright just too much, especially if you've never utilized it before. But you're not alone in those feelings, and it's not your fault that you feel lost. It came really hot in 2022. And honestly, even with me learning every single day, it is changing and evolving so rapidly. It's just getting started. All right, but if a small farm town girl from Ohio who wasn't great at high school and barely got through college can do this, so can you. All right, first for context, how did I get here? So in November 2022, when ChatGPT was just announced, honestly, I didn't really think anything of it. Being a student of life, though, I kept hearing this buzzword AI, and I got super skeptical. Also, being highly ADHD, I hyperfixated on proving that this was just a new shiny object. I am not techie by any definition of the word, and 18 months ago, I was just like you, hustling, grinding, and doing everything manually, feeling like I was putting in the work, but I was always one step behind. But the harder I tried to break AI, the more impressed I was with what it was able to do and what I was able to do with it. And that's when I realized that I had two choices. I could be the skeptic who ignores what's happening, or I could embrace AI for what it is. When I decided to embrace AI and not only use it as a tool, but as a business strategy, I was able to regain time, energy, and freedom while scaling our business faster than ever. And if you know me, I've taken that time I regained to get more done in our business in a month than I used to be able to do in a full year. AI hasn't just changed my business, multiple businesses of ours, but has actually changed my life. Now, I'm here to give you the shortcut because I know the pain of trying to do it all alone. In 2023, we had 7 agents on our team. We sold 93 units and did $31 million in volume. Entering 2024, we found ourselves with only 3 agents in a down market with high interest rates and an NAR settlement lingering in the background. Statistically speaking, 2024 should have been a terrible year for us, but it wasn't. Even with only 43% of our team left, our business grew. We sold 113 units, which was an 18% increase. We sold 38.6 million in volume, which was a 22.4% increase, and we increased our GCI by 35.8%. And we didn't even take commission on 8 of those sales. Jen and I, as investors, saw an opportunity in a down market where the properties were sitting longer, and we actually decided to build our portfolio. So 8 of those 113 sales, we took a $1 commission. We spent 8 months on the Ohio Valley Region Top 20 team list with only 3 agents, and the top #1 team has over 30. We received the $1 Million Agent Award with only 3 agents. And I was even awarded I have a bot for that award, which I'm choosing to believe was a compliment and not a poke of fun. Yes, I literally got a plaque that says I have a bot for that. And if I had $1 for every time that someone asked me how we did it, I wouldn't have to sell real estate anymore. The quick answer is AI. The long answer is a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of headaches, a lot of late nights, and AI. So in a promise not to gatekeep, I'm going to play full out and give you the exact blueprint. In full transparency, I will make an offer to work with me in the future at the end of today's masterclass, but it's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. There's no pressure. So don't let the suspense of that distract you from getting immense value out of the next hour or so that we have together. And if you stick around to the end, I have bonuses that will help you implement right away. Now, you may be asking yourself, who the heck is this chick? And that's fair. I recently spoke at an international AI real estate summit. That's me. At the Ohio Valley Region Top Agent Mastermind event with my partner, Jen, right there in the middle. And at Neil Dringa's Forward Mastermind event in San Diego. I also have a bunch of other credentials that you probably don't care about. So let's just dive right in. Now, imagine what your life would look like if you could trade a few hours this week to free up 15 plus hours per week, every week for the rest of your career. No longer having to choose between spending time with your family or answering that phone call that could be a lead. No longer having to spend hours a week on all your energy on 7 to 10 follow-up touches, chasing down leads. No longer having 20 plus manual steps for each client that you put into contract. No longer having to nudge, remind, or ask the same documents over and over and over and over and over. No longer missing out on leads or having leads fall through the cracks when you're servicing other clients or spending time with your family. Does that sound like a life worth living and a business worth having? Drop a 1 in the chat if you feel like you're constantly chasing leads, drowning in follow-up, or spending hours on marketing that just doesn't convert. There we go. Just about everybody. I love it. Or worse, you don't have any leads to chase and have you no idea where your next lead is coming from. And no shame, because I've been there before if that's you. Now imagine waking up tomorrow with AI doing 75% of the heavy lifting, the front end work for you, so you can focus only on the high value activities that actually make you money while freeing up your time. This is exactly how I've used AI to help build our 7-figure real estate empire. And today I'm going to show you how you can do the same. without tech overwhelm, without wasting money, without spending months trying to figure it out like I did. By the time you're done today, you'll learn how to create an AI-powered system that generates leads, nurtures them, and converts them into closings without you having to manually lift a finger. Now, let's start with a couple of myths. AI is not replacing you, but agents who use AI will dominate in the future markets. AI is too complicated. Listen, if you can use Google, I promise you, you can use AI. AI isn't necessary. They said the same for the MLS when it went on the internet, Zillow, social media, creating content, and so many more things. And like Gary Vee said, in 4, 6, 10 years, those who are not using AI are going to get left behind. AI is expensive. Honestly, if you take the route that I did, yes, it can be very expensive. But in the long run, it'll save you money by replacing tools and outsourcing. And I'm going to give you all of those tools today to set that foundation. I hear a lot of people say all the time, AI isn't personal. It is completely customizable and it enhances the human connection, freeing up more time to spend with clients instead of drowning in admin work. So drop a yes or no in the chat. Who here thinks that ChatGPT and AI are the same thing? And there's no judgment because you don't know what you don't know. I got a no. No, good. Awesome. I think a couple people need to drink another cup of coffee here. All right, so who better to explain the differences than ChatGPT itself? So I asked ChatGPT to explain to me, like I'm a fifth grader, what it is and what it does in a paragraph or less. So it says, imagine I'm a really smart robot that loves to read and learn from a giant library filled with all sorts of books, articles, and websites. Just like a super helper, I can answer your questions, help you with homework, or even tell you stories. You can think of me as a friendly chat buddy who's here to share what I know and help you learn new things. Whereas AI, when I asked it to explain AI like a fifth grader, AI is like a computer's brain that can think, learn, and make decisions just like humans do. Imagine you're playing a video game and the characters learn from your moves and start making their own decisions to make the game more challenging. That's AI in action. It helps computers do tasks that usually need human intelligence, like recognizing pictures, solving puzzles, or even chatting with you. So AI is kind of like a super smart robot friend that's always learning new things. All right, so I'm going to actually send out the slides after this. I do have QR codes, so if you want to take pictures, feel free, but don't feel the need. You'll get the slides after this class. So here's my exact AI stack. Now, is this everything that I use? No, but this is what I started on. This is the stack that I use every single day. And this is what's going to actually build a foundation and be very simple for you to actually start to implement. I'm not going to overwhelm you with 100 tools. I think I've got 12 on this deck. This is exactly what I use every single day. A reminder, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and Amanda will be keeping track of those as we go along. All right, so ideas in enhancement. First of all, what is an LLM? An LLM is an advanced artificial intelligence trained on massive amounts of text data to understand, generate, and process human language at scale. So ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, Jasper, Perplexity, Llama, all of these are different examples of an LLM. So here's a little chart that shows what an AI tool such as an LLM can actually explore for you. So ChatGPT is known for its conversational abilities and its wide application range. Cloud is recognized for its creative writing and storytelling capabilities. Gemini offers advanced data analysis and predictive modeling. Jasper is popular for content generation and marketing automation. So each one of these, while they are very similar, each one of them has different strong suits. So which two do I use the most? My day-to-day, I use ChatGPT and Perplexity. What's the difference? So Perplexity is real-time data that's pulled from the internet. It provides references and sources for credibility and trust, and it's best for research, data, and analysis. ChatGPT, on the other hand, is pulling from data that it's been given. Now, if you have the paid version with 4.0, 4.5, you do have the opportunity for web search, but majority of what ChatGPT has been built on is just data that it has been given. It may provide out-of-date information for that exact reason, and it's best for general knowledge, creativity, and conversational brainstorming. So, who will have the best comparison of the two and what you should utilize them for? They will. So, ChatGPT explains that it is a model focused on generating human-like text, assisting with writing, brainstorming, coding, and automation. And Perplexity is an AI-powered search engine, excuse me, that provides real-time cited responses by pulling data from the web. The key difference is that ChatGPT excels at ideation and content generation, while Perplexity is better for real-time knowledge retrieval and research. Using both together, ChatGPT for creativity and Perplexity for accuracy, can enhance decision-making and business strategies. Perplexity says a lot of the same things, just breaks down that they have real-time internet access, they have citations and sources, they offer more interactive search engine-like experience, while ChatGPT is more conversational. ChatGPT is more versatile for various tasks, while Perplexity excels at information retrieval and synthesis. So if you're going to be using both together, I typically throw my idea into ChatGPT, let it enhance it, take that information over to Perplexity, let Perplexity do the deep dive of finding the sources and citing the information. All right, so ChatGPT use cases. I'm sure a lot of you use this every single day, but you can write out lead nurture campaigns, emails, text messages, marketing content. You can use AI chatbots within ChatGPT. You can write sales scripts, social media, and email campaigns. You can actually role play with the actual ChatGPT and tell it to pretend like it is a buyer, seller, homeowner, and actually have it run through objection handling with you. ChatGPT best practices. So prompt engineering is key. Whatever the input that you put into ChatGPT is going to be the equivalent of the output. So the best prompts are actually commands and not questions. So instead of saying, how do I follow up with a cold lead? We want to command it to say, act as an expert ISA in the real estate industry and give me a step-by-step instruction for following up with cold leads, including text, call, and email scripts. And also let it know how frequently you want it to actually give you the layout. So if you say for the next 7 days, it will actually give you the entire blueprint of what you should be doing and saying over those next 7 days. So here's the anatomy of a ChatGPT mega prompt. You want to tell it who to simulate, what task you want it to create for you, the steps to complete the task, the context or the constraints, the goal, and how to format the output. So for example, if you wanted to have it write a blog post, you would say, act as whoever is a really good blog post writer or whatever persona you want it to take on. Write me a 5,000 word blog post about first-time homebuyers, how to obtain a mortgage, the pre-approval process, whatever it is for you. Tell it the steps to complete the task. So tell it if you want it to go search the web. Tell it if you want it to, give you 10 steps roadmap or the exact start to finish process, and then give it context and constraints. You can tell it how you want it to actually put this information together. If you don't want it to have certain information in there, you can tell it exactly what you're looking for and then give it the goal. Is the goal to acquire leads? Is the goal to create brand awareness? Is the goal to educate your audience? The better input that you give it, the better output you're going to get. And then lastly, format the output. So whether it's the blog post, a LinkedIn post, a Facebook post, all of those different outputs are going to be different depending on how you actually give it the prompt. Perplexity use cases. You can use this for competitive and pricing analysis. You can use this for smart property comparisons. So you could actually take CMA from the MLS, RPR, all the information from Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, whatever you want. And you can actually dump all of that in and actually use Perplexity as a conversational piece to compare and analyze all of the information that you're getting. You can use it for real-time market and neighborhood research. So you could take an outline of all of the listings or sold listings within a neighborhood and have it actually go through all of that information. If you're a mortgage lender, you could use this for dumping all of the different programs that are available for down payment assistance or different mortgage programs and have it run through the pros and cons for a specific client. You can use it for property valuation and analysis. So again, Perplexity is going to do the deep dive research and actually find sources to cite for the information it's going to find instead of just being a conversational piece with you like ChatGPT. So the number one thing to keep in mind, again, is input equals output. So prompting is very important. And at the end of this, I will actually give you a list, a big document of all of the prompts that I use every day, depending on what I need them for, that are already set. And I've tweaked them to be pretty prominently accurate, to be the best output for what I use in my business every single day. So successful prompting, we want to be specific and clear. We want to tell it exactly who we want it to act like, the job we want it to do, and the goal that we're trying to achieve with what we are working with the bot on. We also want to give it an example. So if you're trying to write a blog post or an email, give it examples of your writing so it understands how you speak, the words you use, the tonality, your brand voice. And if you don't have an example of what you're looking for, ask it. Tell it who you want it to be. It could be Shakespeare if you're wanting to write a book. It could be Jillian Michaels if you want it to do a workout for you. Tell it exactly who you want it to be, and it will actually go out into the web and find what that person is like, says, tonality. So, for example, if you wanted it to be, you know, Tony Robbins versus Mel Robbins, it's going to give you two totally different outputs based upon that information. Set the tone and the style. So if you want it to be educational, motivational, inspirational, funny, straight to the point, tell it exactly the tone and style that you want it to actually produce for you. And it will give you exactly what you're looking for, much better than just write me a blog post or write me an email. You can also tell it what not to do. So if you don't want it to be, super in depth, or if you don't want it to have higher than a fifth grade reading level, you can also tell it what not to do, and it will take that into consideration for the prompt as well. And then, like I said, use act as for next level. So act as a marketing specialist, act as a mortgage expert, act as a Fortune 500, enter whatever you're trying to do. Telling it exactly the role that you want it to play is crucial for it actually pumping out the information that you are trying to obtain from it. So example, if I told ChatGPT that I wanted to have a 10-day workout, this is something that I would get. Very, very vague, not to whatever goal I'm looking for, nothing that's going to be overly exciting. 5 of us could write me a workout into ChatGPT and it would likely all be about the same thing. But if I tell it, I want a 90-day plan, I want to gain 10 pounds, here's my starting weight, here's my target weight, here's the strategy, it's actually going to give me not only the day-to-day of workout that I should do, but it's going to give me a nutrition plan. It's going to tell me the calorie intake. It's going to give me meal ideas. So this is for a workout, which would be lifestyle, but you could use this for anything within your business as well. So the better that you tell it exactly what the goal is that you're trying to achieve, the better the output it's going to give you. So talk to ChatGPT as if you were talking to that person, and your outputs will be 10 times. It could be, like I said, marketing director, strategist, doctor, fitness instructor. It could be anything that you want. And you can use this for literally everything in your life. So I challenge you, the next task that you're going to sit down and do, if it's an email, a text thread, a follow-up campaign, a landing page, whatever that is, work with ChatGPT and just show it exactly what you're trying to do. Let it enhance it. You're still going to probably tweak it after the fact, but the output that you're going to give that it's going to give you is going to be so much better than anything you could write on your own. All right, so a lot of people ask me how my ChatGPT is so customized to me. So let's go through real quick about how you can customize your ChatGPT so it knows exactly who you are and exactly what you do. So if you log into ChatGPT, up at the top right, you're going to see a picture of yourself if you have an account. The second row down says Customize ChatGPT. It will actually ask you, what should ChatGPT call you? It'll ask you what you do, and it'll ask you what traits should ChatGPT have. And again, this is where you can tell it to be witty, forward-thinking, traditional, strategical, educational, whatever it is that you're looking for it to do. And then you can give it more information on anything that the ChatGPT should know about you and your business. And then just hit save. And now it's going to remember exactly what you are training it to be. So every time you log in, it's going to be customized even more to what you're looking for it to help you with. Second to that, the more information it has, the better it can perform. So second to that is how to create a custom GPT. So we just talked about how to customize your chat GPT so it knows who you are. Now we're going to talk about how to create a custom GPT. And these are a lot of bots that will have specific roles and you're training it to have a specific job. So you can create specific GPTs that have one specific job and you can train them on that job. So you could have one specifically for writing email headlines, one specifically for writing Instagram captions, one specifically for writing out, you know, buyer process, seller process, and train it specific to one thing. So it's not just this huge ether of information and out there searching. You're training to use your words, your verbiage, and you're dumping your brain into it. So the information is actually going to come back and be much more niched to exactly what that bot is being trained to do. Where was that located? Okay, so if you go back here, up in the top right corner, you see the picture. The first one is My GPTs. You would click that, and you can actually create and configure a GPT there. The second one down is where you can customize ChatGPT to know who you are and what you do. All right. So this is an actual custom GPT that I have created for a development project that we're working on. So if you can see, I know it's a little small. If you can see, it knows exactly what its instructions are. And I've uploaded all of this information here, pitch decks, pro formas, all the architectural drawings. So I'm training this specific bot. So every time we have a question on this specific development, instead of having to go back through all of that documentation, I've trained this bot to know that information. And all I have to do is jump in and talk to it like it's the expert of that development. So if I had to say, hey, if we were to get 100 acres, what would that pro forma look like versus 120 acres? Or what would that development look like versus, 200 acres. So you can train it to be specific for your buyer programs, your seller programs, your marketing programs, any of your mortgage programs. You can train a specific bot to have all of the information and be the expert on that one thing instead of just asking the full-blown ChatGPT every single time and having to reteach it and reconfigure it and reprompt it every time you jump in. So custom GPTs are very niche and have only one job. So again, if you have a marketing bot, you're not going to go ask it what down payment assistance program is best because that marketing bot is specifically trained for marketing. Similar to creating a ChatGPT, customized ChatGPT in ChatGPT, you can also create what's called a space in Perplexity. So same idea. You actually go into Perplexity and you can create a space over here on the left. You can see where it says spaces. You can upload files just like you could into that custom GPT. You can set its instructions on who it is, what its task is, what its goal is, and have it learn all of the information for its one job. And you can even collaborate with others in Perplexity. So if you had a team and you were working on building out a marketing plan or coming up with some creative ideas for lending or a specific property that's not moving, you can actually collaborate with your friends, your team, your affiliates, and things like that on specific information. So you can upload text, PDFs, you can teach it what you want it to know and what you want it to learn. That way, when you jump into that specific bot and ask it a question, it already has all of the information programmed in. All right, so we're going to get a little bit more tactical here. So creating bots. Do you offer a one-on-one class for this? Yes, we'll get to that. Creating bots to handle specific tasks. So ChatGPT bots are trained on specific jobs. What they're going to do is actually give you the information, help you enhance the information, or go search for the information to bring back to you. What we're going to pivot to now are actual bots that will handle specific tasks for you. So I use make.com. It's a lot like Zapier. If you've ever heard of Zapier, that's kind of the OG version. I've used both. I prefer make.com because I'm a very visual learner. And what you'll see in this next slide here is what that looks like and how you can puzzle piece these together. So the best way that I can explain how to start with something like this is what I call the PACE framework. So you're going to plan exactly what it is that you want this bot to achieve, and then you're going to automate it using Make. So that's the P and the A of PACE. Then once it starts converting, that's the C, then you're going to elevate it. So you're going to make it go at scale and produce at much more rapid pace. So you can automate repetitive tasks to save time and effort. You can integrate multiple tools for cohesive workflows. Make.com has over 300 integrations, everything from email to Google Sheets to a lot of different CRMs. You can create tailored workflows for unique business needs, and you can analyze data for informed real estate decisions in real time. So a few scenarios that I have used with Make.com. I know it looks very daunting, but again, this is something that I can build in a matter of 30 minutes. All I have to do is whiteboard and plan exactly what I want the bot to accomplish. Click a few buttons to pick and choose exactly what platforms I need, and then connect them together and teach them what I want it to do. So in this example, I have a Google sheet that if I were to type in a keyword or a URL of any sort of Google News or Columbus Dispatch, anything like that, this bot on Perplexity is trained that as soon as something is filled in on this row, it will go grab that information, and it's trained to actually summarize or go find and summarize whatever that specific topic is. So for example, if I just typed in Columbus real estate, it would go deep and search the web for any articles it can find on Columbus real estate, and it would summarize for me what exactly is going on in Columbus real estate. Next, it's going to actually send me an email of what that summary is. From there, I have three things that are happening. Once I give the thumbs up that I'm okay with whatever summary it gave me, I like the information and I want it to go post. Each of these chatbots are trained differently to say, take this summary and create me an Instagram post, create me an Instagram photo on Dolly, and then go post it to Instagram. This one is trained for Facebook, and this one is trained for LinkedIn. So each one of them is going to take the same summary, but each post, caption, and photo is going to be a little bit different depending on the platform because we've trained it to be specific to that platform. Can these read your email? If you give it permission, yes. You can actually create a bot that will go in and look for specific keywords in your email, and it can actually read it and either send you a Slack message or a if you use like Monday or something like that, it can send you a message there of a summary. It could actually, if you train a bot like Perplexity or ChatGPT and tell it exactly what you want it to respond like, it could actually respond and write that email for you. Yes. You could automate your entire inbox using make.com. Another scenario is if you were to have a client or an agent, affiliate partner fill out a tally sheet, which is basically just like a Google form or a Jot form. It could actually take that information, and this scenario, it would take whatever is filled out on the form, it would run it through ChatGPT to summarize it. That summary would then be sent to 11 Labs, where I have cloned my voice. 11 Labs is a text to speech platform where you could just type in words and it will either use an AI voice or you can clone your own voice. So in this scenario, it's taking the form, it's giving a summary. The summary is then going to 11 Labs to clone my voice. The 11 Labs link is then going to create, or the bot is going to create a Google Drive folder, a Google Drive file, and get a share link. And then it's going to send an email to whatever email address was filled out on this form. It's going to send an email to that person with my voice with this summary. So form, summary. Now it's cloned in my voice. It's created in my Google Drive. And the share link is now emailed to whomever for whatever that form is for. All right. So these bots can run automatically, or they can be built and ready for you to run them manually. So there are a couple of options. You can either have, like we just talked about with the email, you could have that bot running 24/7 to just create emails for you and either leave them in the drafts for you to review and then send, or automatically send. You could also just build these bots to be ready. So when you do need them to run and you do want to go into that Google Sheet or whatever file that you've connected or integrated with the platform, you can just run it when you need it. So it's not always running in the background. So you've got a couple of different options. And again, everything with AI that I use is completely customizable to whatever you want it to be. All right, so we're going to get a little bit deeper into some bots. So Profit Pulse is my custom built CRM. So this is kind of where everything started for me, is when I started to realize what AI was capable of doing. We had used so many different CRMs, and quite honestly, we paid for them. We didn't really use them because every platform we found had something that was good but not great. And the rest of it we really didn't use. So back in September, I took a leap of faith and decided that I was going to build out our own CRM that is powered by AI. So I actually built it on the Go High Level platform, and the basic Go High Level platform has all of this already integrated in it. So the CRM, pipeline management, your sales funnels, your website builder, you can have surveys and forums, email marketing, texting. People can book appointments with you. You could have courses and products. All of these things are already in the basic version of the Go High Level platform, which is where I kind of perked my ears and I was like, oh, we're paying for all these different platforms. Even the very basic version of this has so many different things that we could cut out having to toggle between all of these different platforms, sharing passwords with our team, with our assistants and things like that. So that's where this kind of perked my ears, was because all of these features are in the very basic version of this platform. So I took this platform and I basically juiced it up to what we need. So again, you'll get these slides. I know this is hard to see, but here's a workflow of what happens when a lead comes through a Facebook form. Let me get rid of my face so you can see this a little bit better. So right here, the trigger is a lead comes through a Facebook form that we have out in the internet world. This is going to automatically create a contact for me. Then it's going to tag where this contact came from. So in this case, it would tag it as Facebook. Then it's going to assign a user on my team. So it'll actually assign to one of our agents. Then it's going to create an opportunity on our pipeline. And then this right here, you can see it a little bit. ChatGPT is going to pick it up. So this bot right here is trained to, once the contact is created and tagged and assigned to somebody, if my agent is out showing properties, or if we're at a closing or with our family, this lead is getting responded to right away with this ChatGPT bot that I've built. So this bot, again, I customize and train it to be exactly what I want it to be. But this bot is basically just starting a conversation and pre-qualifying this lead for us. From there, it's going to text the lead or email, whichever information they filled out on the form, and start to have a conversation. So once all of this has happened, it's going to wait. This right here is a condition. So this is where it waits to see what's going to happen. If the lead starts to respond, ChatGPT is going to pick up and have a conversation. And this is just going to loop over and over and over until either the lead stops responding or ChatGPT is able to get it to book an appointment with us. But this whole conversation right here, it is just pre-qualifying this lead. So by the time they're on our calendar, we already know what their pain points are, what their timeline is, what they're needing, if it's selling, selling and buying, investing, all those different things. So by the time we actually meet with this person, we're coming to them with solutions, not questions. And we're much more efficient because we just took out 30, 45 minutes of small talk and icebreakers because we already know exactly what they're looking to do and why they've reached out to us. Now, if the lead doesn't respond, it's going to dump into this bucket and it's going to wait, and then it's going to follow up, and it's going to follow up until they do respond. So again, Facebook lead comes through. All of this is happening without anybody on my team lifting a finger. And it's automatically going to put this lead either in a stale lead category if they're not responsive, or it's going to have a full conversation with them and pre-qualify them and get them booked on our calendar. So these are all the different workflows that we utilize. So we have different things for appointments, contact management, existing clients, different programs that we run, farming. We have different workflows for our agents. So again, anything that you do day to day, if you just whiteboard it out, think back to that pace, right? You plan it, then you can actually start to take the steps step by step and automate everything, whether it's in make.com, Zapier, something like this within your CRM. Anything is possible and it's completely customizable. I even have a workflow in here that if it's a bad email address, or if they unsubscribe, or if it's reported spam, or if it's bad number, it will actually stop whatever it's doing with that actual contact for multiple reasons. Obviously, if they reported spam, it's going to stop because they reported it spam. But if it's a bad number or a bad address, it's going to email me and let me know. That way, if it's a client of ours and I say, hey, this email bounced, I can reach out to them and I could use that as a touch to say, hey, I just tried to send you something via email. It bounced. Is there a better email? And you can keep updating and keeping in contact with your clients when those types of things happen. And then we have different funnels out there. So we have funnels that actually have lead magnets on them, which are the bait, if you will, for the public. So we give out, maybe a free questionnaire or a free buyer's guide or something like that. Then they opt in to get that free thing. And then they come through a funnel that we've built, which is basically, it's a lot like a website, except there's always the next step. So if they come through the funnel and they opt in, that will automatically set them into a workflow instead of, for example, on our website, if someone fills out their contact information, we just get an email that says they reached out. Nothing is actually happening unless we manually respond. Whereas in this funnel, it's automatically happening. And all I did was take the time up front to think out the workflow, write those emails, write those text messages, and build out that bot. I did it one time, and now every person who comes through that workflow or that funnel, it's automatically happening over and over and over without us having to do anything. And the cool part is we have full control. So if we did want to change or if someone had a question that we didn't think of in the copy or something like that, it takes me about 3 minutes to jump in and make the tweaks that we need to make. It also has this full dashboard, so I can see exactly what's going on in our business, how many leads we have coming through, how many emails were sent in the last quarter, how many different people we have working through different stages of the pipeline. And then here's the actual opportunity list. So you can see all the new leads. I have it, again, this is all customizable, appointment booked, consultation complete, exclusive rights signed, coming soon, active, under contract, closed. And the best part is I could just drag and drop these people through these workflows. And every single time they move, a new workflow is starting. So if they are a new lead and all of a sudden they've booked an appointment, all I have to do is drag and drop or set up a bot to do this for me. And then the appointment booked workflow is going to start, and they'll start getting notifications and confirmations of when that appointment is. Then when the consultation is complete, again, it'll say, thank you for meeting with us. The agent who is assigned to will get a notification. When they sign the exclusive right, it's going to say, welcome to the LKW Home Team family. When they're coming soon, it's going to give them their next step. So each one of these is automatically sending out a plethora of emails and texts that I've pre-written to ensure that now moving forward, we don't have to manually do those things anymore. It also has a social planner. So I did this on a dummy bot, but you can actually look and oversee your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube all in one space. So you could actually pull a calendar up and you could plan out a month's worth of posts for 30 days, 60 days, whatever it is. And you could do it right within the CRM. And then you could watch and see likes, followers, impressions. So you can kind of tweak what your social content looks like. We also have chatbots. So you can actually train different chatbots. If you look here, I've dumped 19 different uploads into this chatbot for it to learn the words we use, our brand voice, tonality. I gave it our URL so it could go learn a lot about us. And then I gave it a bunch of frequently asked questions. So now text, email, or chat widget, if someone comes through this bot, it's already trained to answer majority of questions it's going to get. But it's also trained that if it doesn't know the answer, it's going to pass that off to somebody on our team. And then you also, and like I said, you train it, but also you give it the goals. You have to tell it exactly what you want it to accomplish for you. So for example, this is, you are a bot for our business. You're tasked to assist customers. Your primary goal is to build trust and help out the customer, referencing our wiki. So that's all of the information that I've dumped into it about our team. I told it to maintain casual, purposeful, concise, mirror the customer's language, be attentive and thorough, avoid using emojis. So all of these things, again, are completely customizable to whatever it is that you need these things to do in your business. Denise said, this is connected to your CRM. Yes, this is actually connected into our CRM, but you can train these things outside of or within different chat widgets within your own website and things like that as well on other platforms. But this is built in specifically to our CRM, so everything is in one spot. We also have voice bots. So we actually have a phone number, and I'll give it to you guys at the end because if you all call it at the same time, she's going to break. But if you call our team number, a voice bot named Maggie actually picks up, and she is trained to give you the information you're looking for. So if it's, hey, I want to sell my house or buy my house, or I want to talk to Jen, or I want to talk to Lauren, she's trained to know exactly what those things do. And she can actually call transfer. She can trigger a workflow. She can update contact fields, or she can text people. If they say they want to book an appointment, she can actually text them our Calendly link to actually get on our calendar. So for example, when she picks up a phone call, this is the email that I get afterwards. So it'll give me the caller's name, email, phone number. It'll give me the call summary of what they talked about. So this person called to sell her house. The agent collected her contact information, including her phone number and email, and assured her that a team member would reach out to assist with the process. So while we're on other appointments or at our kids' soccer games, Maggie is fielding phone calls and actually giving the prospect exactly information that they need in that moment. So they're not just going through the list of Google or Yelp and going on to the next person because we didn't pick up. Now, if voice bots are too much, I totally get it. We also have opportunities for what's called a missed call text back. So if somebody calls your phone and you are unable to answer, it will automatically text them and say, hey, I'm sorry I missed your phone call. I'm with another client. How can I help you? And AI or manually, you can jump into that conversation to make sure that that lead doesn't fall through the cracks. I've also built in a full AI studio. So our agents can actually, as they're on that social planner, they can go in and actually produce with ChatGPT the Instagram reel scripts, the video descriptions, any sort of tweet generator, all of the different bots that I've built are in this CRM. So again, you have one-stop shop. You're not having to toggle between all of these different things. And everything that's being responded to is just straight in our CRM. So for example, if I'm texting with Mindy, your name's up here. If I'm texting with Mindy, but also emailing with Mindy, but also Instagram messaging with Mindy, all I have to do is jump into my CRM and I can toggle between those three from one space instead of having to get out of one app, get on my phone, get on my computer. It's all connected. I'm currently working on integrating the IDX and Encompass, so agents can actually have the MLS and lenders can actually have all the information and documents that you guys need on the back end. It's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but we'll get there. All right, next up are AI bots for social media. So according to my data, about 40 of you out of 130 in the room found this masterclass using these exact strategies. So what is that? About a third of you came through some sort of bot on my Instagram or my TikTok. I use what's called ManyChat for this. So ManyChat, much like the workflows that you see on the back end of the CRM, completely customizable, taking your prospect step by step by step through whatever you want them to be doing. So for example, if most of you on my Instagram, I said, comment the word masterclass. As soon as you commented the word masterclass, the bot commented back to you and said, check your DMs. So what does that do? That pushes all of these different comments, which boosts the algorithm for that post and gets it more reach. Second, when it actually commented back to you, check your DMs, it was sending you a DM that said something along the lines of, I'm excited to have you, click here to register. And then that took you through the funnel to actually get to the registration page. So all I had to do was take 15 minutes of my time, set up those steps to be exactly what I wanted them to be in my brand voice. And then I was hands off, and about a third of you are in this room because that bot did what it was supposed to be doing. So here you can see this was taken last night. 41 times this ManyChat sent out based upon my comment the word masterclass. You can see 100 of them, 100% of it was delivered, 87.5 was opened, 70% was clicked, 28 actually registered. So you can actually get all the data of what's working and what's not. So you can go back and figure out, okay, do I need to tweak something or change something? Should I add an extra step? Is it too many steps? And you can build and customize everything that you want specific to your needs. So again, don't let this be daunting because this is literally click a box, type some words, drag a line, click a box, type some words, drag a line. It's not as daunting and scary as it seems. And like I said, you do it one time and it just works for you over and over and over. Now, am I ever going to use the comment the word masterclass again? Maybe, but as soon as this is over, I can turn that off. So it's no longer running until I want it to run again. Or I could go in and change the word masterclass and change the links to be whatever it is I'm going to be doing next. So these are fully customizable and they're working 24/7 as often as you'd like. So while I was sleeping, while I was working, while I was celebrating Jen's birthday last week, all of these bots are doing all of these things without me or my team actually having to go through and actually manually do things. AI enhanced research assistant. So this is huge for people who, want to figure out what down payment assistant is best, or which loan program is best, or market analysis, neighborhood research, things like that, you could actually dump all of the information into Google's Notebook LM. And this is actually a mind-blowing platform, and it's free. So if you have not already checked out Notebook LM, definitely check that out. So this is me typing in a website. It's reading the website. It's giving me a summary of the website. I can go down here and add a note. I can actually talk to it and give it audio overview. I can have it give me a briefing document, a study guide, a frequently asked questions. It will break down whatever this information is, however I need it to be broken down. So if you had, like I said, a bunch of different programs and you wanted to dump it all in and have one bot specific to what those programs are, it will give you the full summary, frequently asked questions, study guides. And the coolest part, in my opinion, is this. One second. It will actually do a podcast.
Okay, so today we're diving into real estate, more specifically, what it's like right now in Columbus, Ohio.
Sounds good.
We're checking out this site from the LKW Home Team.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to a real estate agency's website and it's just kind of, well,
Blah.
yeah, totally bland. But LKW is the opposite.
So if you just dump in a website, or maybe you've got a 83-page HOA documents that you don't have time to sift through, dump it in there and you can actually have it strategically give you a breakdown, frequently asked questions, or it could even produce a podcast of 2 AI bots having a full-blown conversation. And you can actually jump into that conversation and speak with them and ask them questions, and they'll answer you. So use cases for this platform, in my opinion, is endless, because you can do anything that you want as far as regurgitating information, researching information, learning different things. It's mind-blowing and it's free. Next up is Poppy AI. So Poppy AI is like Notebook LM, but it's basically everything we've just talked about on steroids. So Poppy AI will actually take folders of information and you can connect it and create one chatbot based upon those folders. So for example, I took all of my Instagram, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, everything about me. I dumped in my voice, my tone, emails and articles I've written. I dumped in screenshots of captions that I've written. I've dumped in a brand, basically our brand's purpose, like what our mission and goals and values are. And then I put a competitor analysis in here. So I dump all these things into these folders, and then I connect it to one chatbot. And now I can talk to this chatbot specific about whatever information I've dumped in. So for example, if you're a brand new agent and you have hours and hours and hours worth of YouTube videos that you want to learn about, but you don't have hours to spend, you could create a folder and dump in multiple different YouTube videos, connect it to a chatbot, and then that chatbot will basically become your question and answer king or queen, whichever you want. So you can ask it, based upon these videos, what are 10 essential pieces of advice for real estate success? Or based upon these videos, and you can do this for anything. It could be about marketing. It could be about throwing an event. It could be about scaling your business. Any YouTube video or PDF or text, you could dump into these different folders and connect a chatbot, and that chatbot will be specific to whatever information you've dumped in. So imagine everything we talked about so far had a baby. That's Poppy AI. So it's ChatGPT, Perplexity, Notebook LM, everything put together, except for the outbound. It won't actually connect and talk to other people, but it will regurgitate information that you've given it. Next up, social media content. So Big View is what I have found to be the best. Big View has a lot of different opportunities as far as the teleprompter is connected within the app. You can fix your eye contact. You can word trim just like Descript. It does have a social scheduler in there. It can actually write your scripts for you. It can change and whiten your teeth or retouch a blemish. You can actually create an AI avatar. And this has an app. So this is what I believe after going through a bunch of different, I've gone through details, captions, Descript, all these different apps. This is what I believe to be is the best one-stop shop for all of those different things in one. I also use Opus Clip. Opus Clip is really cool. If my friend Ryan Hillard is on here, sorry, buddy, but here we go. Opus Clip will take long form video and it will actually break it down into multiple short form videos for you. And the cool thing about this is it will actually rank it based upon virality. It will put the captions in there for you. And again, I could jump into any one of these clips and take out the words just like Descript. I could put B-roll over the actual video if I didn't want whatever is actually on the screen on there. So I can build out social media pretty rapidly, long form video down to short form video. Hey, Ryan, I see your comment. So that's a really cool tool to use if you are on YouTube or if you just want to take a day worth of content and film for a couple of different hours. You can just put the YouTube link or the Dropbox link, the Google Drive link into Opus. And in a matter of minutes, it will chop it up into, I think this one came out with 31 different short form videos. AI efficiency. So I use Blitzit. So let me pull myself back up here. Does anyone else have one of these handy dandy little kitchen timers that they've used that you can like set 15, 20 minutes on it? And when it goes off, you're supposed to move on to the next task. So I used to use one of those and it didn't work. So I've downloaded a app on my MacBook that's called Blitzit. And what it does is you can actually put in tasks for the week, drag them over to the day, and then when you hit Blitz It Now, it will actually black out your screen and only put a timer so you have complete focus on what that task is. So I utilize this when I'm trying to do deep work or when I'm trying to say, okay, this task should take me 30 minutes. I'm going to just put a timer on for 30 minutes. And once it's done, it's done. It allows you to be much more efficient in the work that you're doing because it's focused work and not distracted work. And it works better, in my opinion, than the old kitchen timer. So if you're ADHD, if you're a working mom, if you run a team, or if you just have distractions in general, I definitely highly recommend Blitz It. And like I said, it lives right on my desktop and it will black out everything and just have a small timer, which is pretty cool. So there are no distractions on your screen. Next up is Monica. Monica is an AI Chrome extension that lives in my browser. So Monica can do all of these things. She can chat with a PDF. She can create a mind map. She can check grammar. She can help me write or rewrite. She can search. She can do all these different things. And she lives right in my browser, just off to the side. You can't see it on the screen, but she's just right off to the side, a little toggle. And you can create her to have different things called power-ups, which is basically a custom GPT to have her create different jobs within herself. And then if you look down here where it says Monica, she actually has access to Llama, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, I believe Grok. So you can actually have one-stop shop in your browser. So again, you're not having to toggle between all these different things, because again, if you ask ChatGPT something and ask Perplexity the same thing, you're going to get two answers. So if you wanted it in your browser and you wanted to get a quick, click a couple of buttons and get multiple answers instead of having to toggle between and log in, Monica's a great opportunity to have that one-stop shop. And she can create images and design things and video all in one. And she sits right in my browser. So she's both a Chrome extension and she hangs out in my browser 24/7 for instant access. Next up, Napkin AI. This is really cool if you're working with a first-time buyer and they're having some trouble understanding the process verbally. You can actually take your words and create visual diagrams. So for example, this is a small clip about how it works. And again, you'll get these slides, so don't worry about looking at it too closely. But if I were to say first-time home buyer process, and I typed in, first they got to get pre-approved, then they have to check out what their home criteria is, then we house hunt. If they're having trouble seeing that when you're just speaking it, you can actually just type that into Napkin AI, and it will create different diagrams for you. And you can customize these to be however you want. So if you see here, the first one is more like a funnel. This one's more like a stepping stone with years. This one's an actual roadmap, but it's all the same information. And you can change the colors, you can change the words, you just type into it, and then it creates this type of flow visually for you. If you remember back to the Perplexity and the ChatGPT diagrams, I actually created those on Napkin. So it turns your words into graphics for visual learners in a matter of seconds. Another one for efficiency is called Whisper Flow. Whisper Flow will actually allow you to speak into your computer instead of typing. So a lot of people, we speak faster than we type. We talk differently than we type. So I use this when I'm trying to brain dump a bunch of information and I don't really know how to get it out with typing or writing words. You can actually use your voice to write in the application, and then you can copy and paste that if you need to into ChatGPT or anything like that. But it's a lot of efficiency in getting more done in a less time frame because you're speaking it much faster than you're typing it, and the information is coming out of your brain differently than if you were to write it. Yep, that's what I just said. Okay, so by now I hope you're saying, Lauren, crack the code, and I need to learn this. So to recap, we talked about AI is not here to replace you. It is here to make your life easier. If you can use Google, you can use AI, I promise. Spending a few hours a day for the next 2 weeks will give you weeks of your year back. And this was astonishing to me last night when I was doing the math. So there are 39 weeks left in 2025. If you were able to save 15 hours a week just implementing one or two of these things, that would be 540 hours, which is 13 and a half full work weeks from April 1st to the end of the year. You could buy back 13.5 full work weeks to go on vacation, to spend time with your family, to scale your business, to start a new business, whatever it is, 13 and a half weeks if you just got back 15 hours per week for the rest of this year. So drop a 1 in the comment if this has fired you up and excited you to see what you can do in your own business. There we go. Awesome. All right, so right now you have the same 2 choices that I had 18 months ago. You can keep doing what you're doing, stressing about leads, follow up, and hoping that it just gets better. Or you can lean into AI and let me help you implement for a life and business like never before. And again, yes, we're speaking about business because this is what we all do. But all of us as entrepreneurs, we know that life and business, there's not always a fine line, right? So bettering your business betters your life, and bettering your life betters your business. And you can use AI to enhance both. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed and to wonder if something like this will really work for you. But what happens if you don't take action? What happens if you spend those 13 and a half weeks still doing the same mundane, tedious tasks that just this year and then next year? And then like Gary Vee said, 4 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now, what will that stack up to be? So now that you see that AI can change your business, let me show you step by step how to implement. Do I have your permission to take 2 minutes and tell you what else I've been working on aside from this masterclass and all of these cool features? Well, I'm going to anyway. Just kidding. All right, there's some sure's and yeses. Okay, so first, I've created a school community that is packed full of content, courses, workflows, my chat GPTs, my support, every step of the way. So there's a couple of you in this room that are in my free school community. I've created a second one specifically for AI, where I literally have dumped all of the things that I've built throughout the last 18 months. And it is in there for you to access if you so choose. So for those who need a bit more tactical information before diving into that school community, if you're like, I don't know yet, I'm not really sure I'm ready for all those prompts and workflows, then I'm having a 3-day summit coming up on March 27th through the 29th. It's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And for my people on the West Coast, I promised you that I would do it in the afternoon instead of the morning. So that will be the 27th through the 29th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And it will be taking these types of platforms and systems and breaking them down even further. So if you're screaming, give me everything you've got on the inside, here's what you're going to get. If you join the school community, you'll get live weekly group coaching. You'll get lifetime access to all of the workflows, GPTs, content, everything that I do, lifetime access. I'll also give you a 60-day free trial of Profit Pulse so you can see exactly how those workflows and automations will benefit your business. I'll give you a free VIP ticket to the 3-day event. You'll also get a 9-step accelerator roadmap with certification. So this is a 9-step course that's going to take you from literally what is the mindset that I need to get into to utilize AI all the way through the roadmap to step number 9, which is about where I'm at right now. So I've built out the entire journey step by step on how you can actually start to do this. And you can probably get through that 9-step roadmap in a matter of 30 days if you truly dive in and actually implement. And then I put a certification on there too to kind of incentivize, getting to the finish line with that. You'll get my entire AI prompt library. You'll get access to all of my make.com workflows. You'll get my full tech stack and my tools. So you'll get the list of everything that I've used, also everything that I haven't used. And if you want, I can pro and con exactly why I chose certain platforms over others. And you'll also get access to my custom built GPTs. And then you'll get access to, hold on one second. Oops. Early bird access and discounts for all future events. So total value, $15,543. And if you want to join the school community today, it'll be yours for lifetime for only $997. And again, if you are not quite there yet and that seems super overwhelming to you and you don't know what you would do with all of those things, that is okay. I totally get it. I also have an option for you. So if you want to, if you're curious, but you need to dive a little bit deeper before going into the cannonball, this is the page for you. This is the 3-day event. Day 1, we're going to talk about mindset shift, the fundamentals and the terminology, and create your own AI tech stack. So I'm not saying that mine is all everything that you need or is the best of the best. It's the best for me. So we'll build out your AI tech stack on what tools that you would like to implement. Day 2, we're going to talk about lead. What is that? AI lead. I think that's supposed to say generating. Lead generating and AI-powered follow-up. And then we're going to talk about AI-driven content and social media. So we'll do the ManyChat autobots and make sure that you're getting these leads coming into your funnel without you actually having to lift a finger. So we'll create those lead magnets. We'll talk about how to set up the workflows and power those bots on the back end for that automation. And then we'll talk about how to drive traffic to get those people into your funnel. And then we're going to talk about transaction automation, client experience, and building a 7-figured AI-powered business. So that will be the 3-day event coming up March 27th through the 29th. And I have 2 options. There's a general admission or a VIP. If you want to upgrade to the VIP, you're also going to get an AI transformation roadmap, an AI-powered success blueprint. You'll have an opportunity for Q&A at the 3-day event. You'll get all of the replays, and you'll also get a 3-day free trial to Profit Pulse. So if those options are here for you, I've got some discounts that will end today at midnight. I've got added bonus. If you sign up today, I'm going to give you a free one-on-one call with me. So that valued right now, an hour call with me is $500 with my coaching students. So I will give that to you for free to go over exactly what your goals and desires are with AI. So 6 months from now, what will your life and business look like? So here are my next moves. If you want the 3-day AI challenge, general admission or VIP, you can scan this right here. If you want the whole shebang, including the school, community, and lifetime access, you can scan this one right here. And now, what questions do you have for me? And I'll leave this screen up and bring my face back up here. So Amanda, I know you're moderating some of those questions. If you want to start to bring those up. All right. Do you offer one-on-one classes for this? Yes. So I do offer one-off strategy sessions. You can book me at any time. I can drop the calendar link in here. Let me just grab it real quick. And what I like to do with these sessions is there's a form that you fill out when you actually book it. So you can tell me exactly what it is you're looking to do. That way, again, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. By the time we meet, the dollars that you are spending are going directly to accomplishing whatever it is that you're looking to do. What other questions? Can you get it to use your likeness in DALL-E to create the images for the post? Yes. So there's actually temperature control. You can use anything from 1 to, I believe, 8 to do that. You can also tell it exactly what you want it to do. You can also train it it's a little bit more advanced, but if you get the open playground, connect the API keys, you can actually get it to learn what your ChatGPT is instead of just prompting it. But yes, you can absolutely get it to create whatever images you want. And you can make it, it could be caricature, it could be artsy, it could be whatever you want. Next question. Do you personally log into everything with Google or create unique usernames and passwords for all of these accounts? I personally log in with Google. I figure if I'm giving Google all of my information and all of these things, my information, what's the difference? But you could create different passwords and unique passwords and the automated passwords and things like that. I just don't for convenience. I'll let you know in about 5 years if I regret that decision or not. Do you have a transaction closing workflow? Yes. So we actually have a workflow right now that we have set up. And Amanda, who's the mod on this, is actually our transaction coordinator. When one of our agents goes into contract, it will actually give Amanda the information she needs. It will give Jen the information she needs. It'll give me the information I need. So it's divvying up all of this information while creating the contact, while tagging the agent, while creating the opportunity, while if there's a spouse, it'll actually create a second contact. It will join all of them. So we have actually, again, you can build out exactly what you want it to be. There are documents and invoices available on the CRM. We don't utilize it in that aspect only because we've used Amanda for the last 3 years, and she's great at what she does. And I don't want to take her job away from her, but you definitely could. What are the requirements for processing all of this? Do you need a ton of memory? Is it cloud-based? Seems something this smart might need some elbow room in your computer. So I have a 13.1 MacBook that's, I think, 250 whatever's. I'm not techie. Again, not techie at all. It does slow down sometimes, I'll be honest, but that's typically because of the 75 tabs that I have running at one time, not because of the AI. But I did just buy an external hard drive because I have a ton of different, like I was saying, all of the prompts, all the, and I was using Google Drive, but it was getting a little bit messy. So I bought an external hard drive too. I haven't used it yet. I haven't even unboxed it yet, but I've never had an issue with the MacBook that I have. What are the trademarks on the output, such as a podcast? That's a good question. AI is so new that I think that a lot of the legalities are still being worked out. However, it's AI. It's not proprietary information that someone came up with. So I don't know for sure. I would say, I guess, speak with a lawyer because I'm not a lawyer. But as far as trademarks, I don't foresee AI being trademarked in that way quite yet. So many cool websites. There's a cost for most of them. Is there one or two that do it all? So yes, there are free versions for all of them. My tech stack is the ChatGPT. I pay $20 a month. I have not upgraded to operator. I have not found any reason to quite yet. In a 3-day event, we'll dive into what I use for actual like operator type stuff that's not ChatGPT. But so $20 for ChatGPT. I use the free version of Perplexity. ManyChat, which is the social media bots, I pay $15 per month. I am actually working on taking the ManyChat flows and implementing them into the CRM. So I will no longer need ManyChat, but I'm still using it at this time. Make.com, I pay $188 per year. So that comes out to be $12, $15 a month. Poppy AI, I believe I pay $300 a year. So, I mean, there is cost. There are free versions of everything. The upgrades, though, in my opinion, I haven't found anything that's astronomically, pricey that I use. There are definitely platforms out there that, you can get into $300, $400 a month. I just choose not to use them. As far as our CRM, I do pay, I believe we paid $6,000 for the year for that. However, I did buy the upgrades to be able to, implement and integrate everything that I want it to be. So it was a little bit of an upgrade there. But yeah, try all the free versions and see what you think. Pro tip, if you sign up for free trials, remember to cancel free trials or else they will charge you. Speaking from a friend. Did you host the webinar through the CRM webinar feature? This one I did not. I have spoken to a lot of people. This is honestly my first webinar that I've ever done. I've spoken to a lot of people who have run them through the GHL platform, Zoom and things like that. And StreamYard was the one that came highest recommended to me. So I gave it a shot. But I do have workflows in the back end between my my StreamYard, my Profit Pulse, and my school community, that they're all connected and talking. So as soon as this is over, it'll start a workflow of everyone and thank them for coming and things like that. So they're all talking in a certain way. But again, that's a little bit more advanced with API keys and integrations and things like that. I will eventually get to a point where I do host webinars through the CRM though. That way I don't have the multiple platforms. Do you do onboarding for the CRM? Yes. So I will actually walk through and show you. I can actually snapshot exactly what I've built and implant it into yours, and you can just update the words and verbiage and things like that. My goal is by June 1st to have a full team whose job is just onboarding and the tech stuff and things like that. Because right now I've built everything that you've seen so far, just me in this office. So I'm not a dev team. I am not techie at all. So by June 1st, I do plan to bring in a tech team who will be full support and making sure that, contacts can be imported and things can be integrated at a much faster level than just a one-man show, one-woman show. Is this for real estate agents or can this work for loan officers? Yes, this can absolutely work for loan officers. This can work for roofers. This can work for home warranty companies, home inspection companies. This can work for any entrepreneur. I just specifically targeted the real estate industry because that's what I know best. And that's what I use it for. So you can literally have a restaurant plug and play all of these different things and have it work just as efficiently as what I'm doing in our real estate. Can Notebook LM work with IDX Live or Dynamic with a chatbot so it can answer questions about all listings for sale? So Notebook LM, no. Notebook LM, you put the information in, it learns that information, and then you converse with it. You can build a chatbot through an IDX page that, yes, that could answer questions about specific listings, about specific neighborhoods, properties, things like that. You would just have to train it or connect the links, the frequently asked questions, the neighborhood information to it for it to learn what you would actually want it to converse about. But yeah, that's totally doable. What else? Regarding the 3-day event, is the price for my team? Rick, I don't understand your question, bud. Is the price for my team? If I sign up for the $985, can my partner participate as well? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Only because I know your love story, Rick. I'm just kidding. All this is amazing, but can AI help me create a listing description with cool words like abode and residence and cool phrases like perfect blend of comfort and convenience? Yeah, it can make whatever you want. If you dump in and you say, I want you to use words like this or have this sort of tonality, it can. And if you don't want it to, you can tell it, do not use words like this. But absolutely, it can, you could make it speak like Moira Rose from Schitt's Creek if you want to. It will do whatever you tell it to do. You just got to be specific. Can you work this with a CRM like Sync? So as long as Sync's API key is able to be integrated, then yes. And let me be clear too, the Profit Pulse, the full-blown CRM is what I have built. However, if someone has, Sync or Boomtown or Follow Up Boss or whatever, you can get just the social planner, just the bots, just the funnel. You don't have to integrate your full CRM unless you wanted to have that one-stop shop. So if that's something you just want bits and pieces of, talk to me because we can kind of a la carte something together for you. But if Sync's API key is available to be integrated, then yes, we could integrate Profit Pulse to Sync. Would you recommend hiring someone for marketing or just pay for AI tools to do it? Honestly, that depends. I have gone and gotten digital marketing certified through a couple of different places, and the game changes almost daily for what the algorithms are looking for. I cannot keep up, but also I know enough to know that if you just boost something or, pay for an ad for something, like if you're not targeting the exact niche, you're just basically lighting money on fire. So I would say there is an ads manager available in your Facebook Meta business account. There is one built into the CRM, but I wouldn't recommend it because the platform charges like $29 a month for it. It's basically the same thing as the Meta platform. But I would say if you're not going to hire someone, create a bot specific to knowing what you should be doing and train it as far as here's my target audience, here's exactly what I'm trying to accomplish, and have that be your employee who's trained. And go grab those YouTube videos that are a specific expert talking about it and let it learn from those experts so you're not having to do it over and over. What are the times for the 3-day event? So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, March 27th through the 29th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Any other questions? All right. So what did you guys think of the content today? Did I miss anything you were hoping to hear? Was it mind-blowing? Give me some feedback, because if I'm going to do this again, I want to make sure that I'm getting better and better every single time. Not sure if this got answered, but can it be tailored to your website too? Is that where we were working on? Yes. So you can actually have a full blown website with IDX. I just need to get the permissions from the MLSs to actually integrate it. But I've already been talking with a broker. It's called Realty Candy, if you want to look it up. They build funnels and IDX specific for GHL. And there's a lot of brokers that work with them. So I will get in touch with them. They charge, I believe it's $90 a month to host the IDX on the GHL platform. If that's something that you wanted integrated in, or we could just create a chat bot. And if you have access to the back end of whatever website you already have, we could connect that chat widget to the website you already have. So you've got multiple options there, but yeah, it's definitely something that we can do. Will you email the slides to us, please? Yes, I will email you the slides. Absolutely. And depending if anyone, whether you sign up for the 3-day event, the school community or not, you're going to get 2 bonuses for being here today. You're going to get a cheat sheet and you're going to get a workflow, basically just a little e-booklet that I put together to try to help, kind of kickstart those ideas and start integrating. Did you experience any issues or errors with all the bots while they were activated? So no, but that's because I've trained them. So with AI, what I've learned is you have to build it, break it a couple of different times. So that's what I've been doing for the last 18 months. So I'm bringing solutions now to everyone who wants them. So you don't have to do all that. But yes, definitely in the training phase, absolutely. But I kept them in the training phase until they were perfected enough, and then I made them active. Can you share all that's included with the 997? Yes, absolutely. I've got the slide. Let me go back. There is everything that's included with the 997. So you get the full school community for lifetime access. We have live weekly group coaching in there. You get 60-day free trial of Profit Pulse with all of the upgrades. You get a free VIP ticket to the 3-day event. So you do not have to pay for both this and that. You'll actually get the VIP ticket with the 997. You'll also get the course with certification. You'll get all of my prompts, my workflows, my tech stack, my tools, my custom GPTs. You'll get everything. And you'll get discounts for future stuff too. Made my inner nerd happy. I love having nerds in here. Thank you, all my nerdy people. I live with a visionary, so it's very lonely when I want to nerd out. It was so good. I'm so excited. Thank you. Absolutely. Great info presented at 101 level. Awesome. That's my main goal, is to make this so easy to digest that it's not just like you're drinking from a water hose. You can actually take even 1 or 2 different things and start to implement them to save you a ton of time. If you did all this, you are a techie. Well, thank you. I never was. I was at an event last week and I had to have someone show me how to do the iPhone bump to change contact information, exchange contact information. So I'm self-taught with a lot of YouTube, a lot of late nights, some frustration for sure. But thank you. I appreciate that. Monica, yes, I remember you talking about it last time, the workflows. You are my people, my friend. Oh, Taylor, you used actual Monica on, not Monica in the chat, but Monica the bot. Just help me write the most perfect version of a brain dump. Awesome. Yes, Amanda, we'll get everyone the recording of this for sure, with the slides and with those 2 bonuses as well. Adam, my tech nerd is geeking out right now. Love it. Absolutely love it. And that's the cool thing is like, you can build anything. I mean, Adam, if you're techie, like go look at like Replit or a couple of the other, I mean, you could build a full blown website in a matter of minutes and it will code it all for you. It's crazy. I built a calculator for one of our programs that we're launching. I coded an entire calculator where someone could put in what their current house is, interest rate, payment, equity, what their assets and liabilities are, and then they can future cast what a new house payment would look like, and it will break down what their what their monthly change and bottom line would be. So they can see that even though they're getting a higher interest rate, if they use the equity to pay off a couple of different things, and it actually breaks it all down. I built that entire thing with AI and coded it all within a matter of like a day. It's crazy. I love it. Yeah, all my forward fam. I think Neil's gonna have me on again. So please give me all your feedback and what you guys want to know more of, or what was too much for you guys. Because if I'm going to present in the forward fam again, I want to ensure that you guys are getting all the content you want. Find your niche and lean in. Yes, I love it. Thank you for your support. Your video this morning made me so happy. What is the last one? Adam, what do you mean the last one? I signed up for the 3-day event and it charged me $394. Oh, okay. I'll refund. You probably accidentally clicked both the 297 and the 97. That's probably why it charged you $394. So shoot me an email, my first and last name at kw.com. I'll go in and adjust that and refund you that $97. Emily, yes, I will send out the replay, the slides. I will get everything out to you guys. Adam, the last tech that you mentioned, Replit and Bolt. Those are the two that you can like build you can code an entire website in a matter of minutes with those two. Jenna, what was that called? I need to make a website today. So you can actually build websites within the Go High Level platform, My CRM. You can build them. You can actually build a website in Canva if you wanted to. What I'm talking about though is Replit and Bolt will actually code an entire website, basically as if they were a dev team. Whereas the Go High Level, Profit Pulse, and Canva, they just have templates for you. But if anyone has questions on how to actually like get it connected to domains and things like that, just hop on a one-off strategy call and I can help you do all that for you if you need to. Thank you, Zen. I appreciate it. Bruce, I'm overwhelmed and excited to learn more. Yes, my friend, you know where to find me. Great class. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Like I said, I hope that at the very least, everyone in this room takes one thing away from today and makes their life better. If they do, that is a win for me. Amanda, are there any other questions that I missed? Okay, separate into two different classes, the first being introduction. Okay, Buffy, thank you for that feedback. Yes, I will definitely take that into consideration in the future for sure. Glad to see your bleeding. Don, instead of a 90-minute class about writing AI blog posts and listing descriptions. Yes, I am here to implement, not to theorize. Yes, the email, the slides, the replay, you'll get all of it. Yes, Karen, interested and overwhelming. Don't let it overwhelm you. Like I said, baby steps. First thing with the PACE framework is plan. So whiteboard or draw on paper or whatever, exactly what workflows you're looking to do and take it step by step, whether that's ChatGPT or make.com or Go High Level, whatever it is, just take step by step exactly what your most tedious, mundane, time-consuming tasks are and start there. Omar, some of the slides were hard to read. Yes, I realized that. I apologize. It's huge on my screen over here. I've got 3 screens, but I will definitely tweak that for the next time. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Tracy. Taylor, mind blown. Taylor, this is like your 4th time in here, isn't it? You're still mind blown? I love it. Mindy, you too. Andrew Robinson, overwhelming drinking from fires. Yes. So Andrew, if you're still here, you'll get the slides, you'll get the replay. Like I said, step by step, take one thing at a time and start to implement it. And once you get that one thing going, take the next step and the next step and the next step. And pretty soon you'll stack and you'll save 15 hours a week for sure. Yuri, this was mind blowing. Thank you. Awesome. Very good. Nicole, for the 3-day event, if I didn't already answer, 1 to 4, the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Mindy, you want to speak like Moira? You won't do it. Go make a TikTok like that. I double dog dare you. Let's see. Tom, if you're still here, the AI platform provider, yes, jump on my calendar. I would be happy to have a strategic call with you for sure. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Sarah, Denisa. Wow, there's so many of you in here. Awesome. Alicia, with the 997, is it possible to create around a brokerage setup? So yes, absolutely. What I'm offering sometime in the year, I wanted to start step by step and help individuals first, but I can enterprise and do full brokerage. Whether that's the full CRM, teaching, speaking, whatever. So just jump on my calendar and let's have a conversation about that. But for the time being, yes, you can definitely, utilize that content in the 997 for your brokerage. Let's see. Short description of the transaction workflow. So I described it a little bit earlier, but basically everything's customizable. So whatever you would need it to be, we can build out. So when you're building out these workflows, specifically in the Go High Level platform or the Make platform, you take it step by step. So you're picking the trigger action, you're picking what each step is, and you're connecting that to the platforms or the tasks that you want it to do. So whether that's send an email, send a text message, or update the contact. There's a whole lot, like there's 300, 400 different things you can choose. So it's all customizable. Nicole, Eastern time. Yes. So 1 to 4 Eastern time. I felt bad because a lot of my West Coast friends jumped on today and it was 7 a.m. their time. So I promised them that I would kick it back to the afternoon this time around. Let's see. Onboarding for the CRM. Yes, I answered that. Is that one in person in Ohio? No. So the 3-day event will actually be virtual as well. I want to ensure that I can reach as many people who want to be reached. So I figured this is probably the best way to do it for now. But like I said, I have a couple of different people asking for brokerage and things like that. Like if you have something specific that you want for a brokerage or want me to come teach at a brokerage, whatever, just let me know, jump on my calendar because I'm definitely open to that conversation. How do I get a credit for the $297 I paid and pay the difference for this? Yes, Tracy. It looks like Amanda might have gotten some. Okay, conversation offline. Okay, yeah, definitely, Amanda, let me know because I'll refund that $297 for sure later today. In person or on Zoom? Yes, Zoom. So everything will be Zoom, well, StreamYard, but webinar style for the 3-day event. Let's see. You should be proud of yourself. It takes a lot to build this out. Thank you, Tracy. Yes, Wizard. Yes. Love it. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. For the 63 of you that are left, this was my first one and I was really nervous. So I appreciate you guys being patient and being so kind. Helping me become a better communicator. I love it. Thank you for this. You're very welcome. How long do you get the lifetime for? When do you have to sign up by? So the 997 offer is open till midnight tonight. It will go up to probably 1997. But the lifetime access, you'll have the login and you just pay that 997 one time, and you'll get all the updates. You'll get everything for that one time for lifetime access. So to that school community. Oh my goodness, needed this. Awesome. Seems like I can hire one employee with AI instead of hiring out all these job roles. Yes. So those are the custom GPTs. But Yuri, if you come to the 3-day event, I'll go deeper into different things that you can do to actually create full-blown operator style bots who can like literally make reservations at a restaurant for you, book a flight, things like that. But this was not the time or place for that. I'm just setting the foundation here today. So, but yeah, you could definitely get bots to do certain jobs for you for sure. Love Opus Clip. Yes. Jenna, you're sweet. Awesome. Well, if there aren't any more questions, I will jump off here. I think I'm almost to the top. I think I'm getting them all answered. The setting up the bots confuses me. I love what they can do, but my brain doesn't work that way to set them up. Josie, jump on my calendar. I'll build them out for you. I just need to know what you want. How do I get on your calendar? You crushed it today. You made Neil proud. I'll see you in the workshop. Awesome, Zen. Thank you. I will drop the link again here for a strategy session. Boom. If you want a full-blown strategy session, there's that. Or if you just want a quick 15-minute to connect, there's that. So there's 2 links there. First one is a paid strategy session for, I believe, 90 minutes. And the second one's just a quick 15 minutes to kind of catch up. Do you personally log in? Okay, answered that one. Rick, mind blown. I love it. Let your brain rest. No, the bots are working on that. Yes, Mindy, this is my 3rd class because I grab bits at time. Yes, and that's why I record it. You're not going to get everything the first time. So you'll get the slides, you'll get the recordings, you'll get the bonuses, and then I'll keep doing different things like this from beginner level, like I said, all the way up to advanced. And as long as y'all still want to hear more and need it, I'm here to show you the way. Can you get it to use your likeness? I answered that. Denise, yes, I do offer one-on-one classes. I dropped the link. Let's see. Oh, good call, Alicia. Okay, so if you guys are in the app, it looks like for ChatGPT, it's the bottom left corner. On the desktop, it was top right for those customizations and custom GPTs. Awesome. I bought the VIP upgrade for the 3-day and didn't get confirmation email. My card was charged. How do I get the confirmation email? Tracy, if you haven't gotten it, check your spam. The 3-day event is running through, it should either come from ClickFunnels or Stripe. But if you haven't gotten a receipt, send me an email and I'll make sure that you do if it's not in your spam. Let's see. Perfect. All right, I am up to the top. So I still see 47 of you. If you got questions, I am here for another 10 minutes. Is that what you will be covering in the 3-day workshop? So the 3-day workshop is all of this. We'll start with mindset shift. We'll talk about the fundamentals and terminology. We'll build out your tech stack. of exactly what tools you want, because I don't want to bombard you with tools that you're not going to need, but I also want to make sure that if I didn't mention anything today that you do need, that you have everything at your fingertips that you're going to need. And then day 2, we'll talk about lead. I think that's supposed to say capturing. I don't know what I was doing. Lead AI follow-up, AI-driven content and social media. And then day 3, we'll bring it home with transaction automation, client experience, and building a 7-figure business. And if you want to upgrade to the VIP, it is $297 today until midnight. That will get you the transformation roadmap, the AI-powered success blueprint, the ability for live Q&A during the 3-day, and then all the replays for the 3-day and that 30-day free trial for that $297. But if you want the full shebang, just go do the $997 at school and you'll get a free VIP ticket for that 3-day. So you don't have to pay for both if you want the full thing. Sorry you missed the first part. Will it be hands-on, Monica? For the 3-day? Yeah, it'll be workshop style. Yeah, so we'll actually have, it'll actually be on Zoom, or we'll have more of a live interaction where I'm actually like getting into things and showing you how to do them instead of just going through slides, for sure. Will the event be recorded? So if you get the VIP, you will get the replays, yes. The 97 general admission is more of like a fly on the wall if you're not really sure, kind of what you want to be doing or if this is even for you. But the 297 will get all of the upgrades, the free trial, the replays, the question and answer, and things like that. Anybody else? There's still 41 of you in here. I love it. All right. Well, Amanda, I think that might be a wrap. I'm going to go ahead and end. I'll give it like 30 more seconds in case any last minute questions pop up. Monica, I love it. Yeah, hands-on. And Monica, like I said, I mean, I put the link in there. If you want to, I know you're on the GHL platform for your webinars, but if you want to jam, like I said last week or the week before, or whenever we spoke last, I'm more than happy to help build out if you need to, or screenshot and send over what I've got if you want anything. So just let me know. You're very welcome. Oh, thank you, Don, if you're still here, and Adam. You guys are sweet. All right, we'll call it a wrap.